I recently did a review for Golden Sun, which is the second of the Red Rising books, and I immediately went on to the third because the second one ends on a cliffhanger that I could not let lie. So I went on to the third, which is Morning Star, which is the blue one just up there. Not that you'll see it because I'll have put the cover in the way, but I do that all the time. This one, for me, was better than Golden Sun, and if you haven't yet read Golden Sun, then please look away now. And cover your ears and just maybe scroll away and come back. Morning Star picks up after the end of Golden Sun almost immediately, but not really. It seems like it's picked up immediately, and then you realise it's been 9 months to a year. And all of that time, Darrow has been held prisoner. And it's difficult to tell you much about it, being a threequel. If you haven't read the others, I can't really tell you anything about it. If you have read them, then you'll understand when I say it was better than Golden Sun, I think. I had the same kind of issue with the first half of this book that I did with Golden Sun. Not so much in terms of the terminology and the world building side of things, which all but came to a stop in the second book, but more to do with the fact that it was just quite dull. And I'm trying not to be harsh with that, but when you're into the third book of a currently 6, soon to be 7 book series, and you're skipping pages, it's not the best sign. I found while Darrow's situation at the start of the book was harrowing, obviously, it involves torture and enforced imprisonment and all these things. When he's reunited with his crew, the actual dialogue for me was the only interesting part. It was overly explorative of the situation and the emotional aspect of it, which we'd already kind of had depicted for us. So it felt like it was going over the same information a bit too many times. However, what I will say is, in fact, I put this in my review, the finale, the final act of this book, I put in my review, Pierce Brown, thank God for that amazing finale, but also Pierce Brown, fuck you for that finale. And the reason I say that is because, and again, this is a spoiler if you haven't read these books, so scroll away. You gone? Good, I'm not waiting for you. He made me think one of my favourite characters was dead and died in a betrayal and a violent fashion, and I was annoyed at that. So then when it all flips around and it does a double twist, it was massively more impactful, but also I could have done without the trauma. But yeah, the only thing I will say about this now is that if you were reading these books when they originally came out, which I was not, I'm new to these books, the end of this book wraps everything up in a nice, neat little package, and you could be done. Happy ending, all of that business is done. So I'm a little bit reticent to now go on to the fourth book, which is Iron Gold, because everything's kind of, happy. Everything's sort of at a conclusion, really. And I think if I now go and read the fourth one, I'm going to have to read the fifth and the sixth. And they're massive books, and I just don't have the time to commit to 3 800-page books in a row right now. I've got too many other things I need to get through. Like, I've got 9 ARC reads now, that have stacked up that I need to get to. And I've just had a physical arc come through as well, so I need to get through those. But yeah, this was 5 stars for me. It was very close to not being 5 stars, but the finale redeemed it. I don't say redeemed it, but was so impactful, it rescued it completely from being a 4-star like the second book was. So yeah, I have to give it a 5-star because it wrapped the whole series up brilliantly, even though it's not the end of the series. I'm sure at the time people thought it would be the end of the series. I would have done. But anyway, I'm rambling now. 5 stars, very good, check them out. But be warned, as I say, this one includes torture, enforced captivity, beheadings, dismemberment, scalping, hanging. There's a whole host of horror-style things to watch out for. But yeah, it's going to be a while before I get onto the 4th book, as I say. But, you know, overall as a series, it keeps knocking it out of the park. It really does. And I look forward to reading the next one, even though it might be a while.